Alright, let's walk, guys. So, we're on the battlefield, and it is loud as hell. But we're at the Fredericksburg battlefield, like I said.
Are you live streaming it?
I would record it. No. I can't because I got restricted on the at the community skate park.
Oh, why did you get restricted?
I don't know. It's due to community guidelines or something. So shut the fuck. So we're just walking on the battlefields and looking around the place to see important highlights and routes to it. So there's the battlefields all the way over there. They fought in a lot of places, Franklin. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are.
All right, guys. All right, good morning.
Around. I'll see y'all later.
Now, at the time of the Civil War, there was another family that was living here, and they were known as Horace Lacey and his wife Betty. And they too were enslavers and had a lot of enslaved people that they made work in their fields and in their house. And when the Civil War breaks out between the North and the South, because the Lacey's have a lot of enslaved people, which side do you think that they joined?
South.
The South. You're absolutely right. You heard that from a lot of voices here. That's great to know that. You're absolutely right. Horace Lacey joined the Confederate Army. And Betty took their kids and they moved to other houses that would be safely away from the war. So they weren't living here during the Civil War. Because they were not in the house, the United States Army came here and they used the house. They turned it into a headquarters for generals. So if you can imagine during the Civil War, there would have been a lot of generals coming and going. There would have been a lot of soldiers right where we're standing and all around us. And during the Battle of Fredericksburg, you would have seen cannon here, tons of horses, and doctors to help take care of the wounded soldiers. And they're going to take over the house and turn it into a great big hospital. Some of the soldiers there didn't survive. They were buried in the yard. So part of this was turned into a cemetery for a moment. Then their bodies were taken to a real cemetery across the river later on. So this place has been through a lot of history. It's seen a lot of important people. Abraham Lincoln came here and talked to his generals. George Washington had dinner here. Thomas Jefferson was related to the people that lived here. So a lot of things have gone on around here. And we're going to learn a little bit more about them as we go around and explore. But one of the things that I really want us to think about today are a couple of very important things that each of these people have. I want to talk about what kind of rights they had when they were living and what kind of privileges they enjoyed. So I'm wondering if you can help me out. And I want to try to understand, what are rights? Anybody know here what we would say rights are? Way there in the back.
Rights are like the privilege to do something. Like if you had the right to, like you have the right to live somewhere.
So you have the ability to do something. Okay. Yes, I saw a hand up in the front here. Yes. The what? The permission to have to do something. That's a good thing for us to think about, having permission to it. Yes. A little louder for me. A lot louder for me. The pursuit of happiness. All right, good answer. So, one of the things that is unique about rights is that they are something that we are guaranteed all of us are allowed to do. It's equally given to everybody, so there's no exceptions, and it's protected by law. So who protects your rights? All right, who's the law? The government. All right. You gave me a really good answer
Sorry, I
back
paused.
there about permission to have something. So when we think about rights, when we think about rights, we think about something that's guaranteed and protected. But when we think about privileges, we think about something that's a little extra, kind of like a bonus or a reward that can be given to you by your teachers, by your parents, but it's also something that can be taken away. We understand the difference between rights and privileges?
Yep.
All right, let's test it out together. So we're going to do a little voting, and I'm going to have you vote with your feet. So, I'm going to give you a couple of things that might be a right or a privilege, and you're going to tell me. If you think it's a right, I want you to go in this direction.
Left.
If you think it's a privilege, I want you to go to this side of it.
Yes, sir.
All right? So right's this way, privilege is this way. So, what do you think about having the ability to have food? Do you think that's a right? That everybody should have food? Or do you think that's a privilege? Do you think it's a right? Going this way.
It's like sleep and this go where needed. But like,
It's good, man.
We're kind of split between rights and privileges. So, is there somebody over here who can tell me why you think food is a right? Your hand was up first. Because you can't live without food. So it's one of the vital necessities. It should be protected by law and guaranteed to everyone. All right, right. Now, is there anybody over here who can tell me why you think it's a privilege?
It's
Yeah.
a privilege.
Not everyone gets food. So, one of the things that we have to think about between rights and privileges is that the fact that some people don't get what they should or they deserve. Now, do you think that people deserve to have food? No. Even if they don't get it. They deserve it, right? Should the law say that they should get that food? Yes. All right. So, you're giving me a really compelling case about how this should not be a privilege. It should be a right. And you're absolutely correct. You're correct in the sense that not everybody gets their rights given to them. But those are rights. Excellent. I like how you decided to look at this from both sides. What it is and what it should be. So let's try another one. Yeah, this is going to be rights. This is going to be privileges. You get ready to move as you think. Do you have a right or a privilege to eat at Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A.
It should be right now. I wish it was. That shit's good, bro. There's no one at right. It's just all privilege.
Mr. Doyle's thinking it's a ride. Mr. Doyle's thinking it's a ride.
All right, so I'm getting the sense.
Oh, you go with the right, Joe.
Shut up.
I'm getting the sense that nobody thinks you have a right to eat at Chick-fil-A.
Which you should.
It is good. Why do you think it's a privilege?
Because it hasn't been right yet.
Okay, so your parents can take it away from you. It's not guaranteed yet.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's getting Golden Corral every day.
You're right.
That's not
So that's added. You had your hand up.
We technically are in history class right now.
They can kick you
think.
out if you're not adhering to the rules. And way in the back. Not everybody gets that. All right, you've given me some wonderful ideas here. So, everybody here has a right to eat and to have food.
I want to eat right now.
But not everybody gets the chance to eat at Chick-fil-A every day. Because that's something extra, something special. So you voted that it was a privilege,
Yep.
and you are 100% right. Nicely done. You have a question.
What would you choose? Left or right?
What if we don't have a store? What if we don't have a restaurant? No, we still have a right to eat. We just don't have a right to eat in any particular restaurant all the time. Going to restaurants are an added, a bonus, a special thing. So that's why we call it a privilege. Now, do you think it's a right or a privilege to have weekends off from school?
It should be a right.
If you think it's a right, it's over here.
It was for government. It was government.
If you think it's a privilege,
The government said that.
Wait a second. Saturday school. Saturday school. Saturday school.
all right. You got a split decision again.
All right, everybody.
All right, let's figure this one out. Can somebody over here tell me why we think it's a privilege to have the weekend off from school? You got your hand up first.
Because some people get Saturday school.
Some people have to go to school on Saturday. Yes. There's Sunday school. All right. Yes.
Yeah, it could be taken away and
Okay, so it can be taken away from you, and you might have to go 7 days a week. All right. Anybody over here want to tell me why it's a right to have a weekend off? Yes. You.
Depending on where you live, the law might be different on what days of school you have and what days you don't.
Okay. It might change from day to day where you're supposed to be and you. They can what? They can overwork you if you don't get the weekend.
It's not like we don't.
All right.
We do the work anyway.
Here's an interesting thing. Do you have to go to the same school every day, 7 days a week?
Nope.
I'm already used to it. I'm already used to suffering.
You don't have the same teacher every day? Okay. Because you get a couple days off every week, right? So you don't have to see Mr. Doyle. Mr. Doyle gets... All right. See, why don't you have to go 7 days a week? Who said you don't? Somebody said it.
The law.
The law. So, because it's a law, and it's something that should be shared with everybody equally, we consider having 2 days off from school a right. Now, some people have brought me up with other schools that we can attend, Sunday schools, or Saturday special education class. Those are add-ons. Those are additional things. Those are things that we can add to your education or take away from your education. They're not guaranteed by law, but they're a bonus. So those are in fact privileges. Does that make sense? All right, so let's try one last one together. Do you have a right or a privilege that on your weekends you always get to go to Busch Gardens?
Oh, that's obvious.
Alright, that's not a keepsake though.
I never go to Busch Gardens, bro. I never go to Busch Gardens.
It's like everyone's filming, including me. Like,
Wow.
That's a lot, guys.
I think it's a right.
dude, how much subs? What are you on TikTok live or something?
All right, you
I
guys
lost the
have
permission to
voted.
do lives from doing 10 minutes.
Dude, I'm on
Instead
YouTube,
of
dude.
finding all of you together. That's really great.
Chat, go sub to,
You're the
go
first
sub to
class
Sam's
I've
YouTube
ever
channel.
seen do that.
The hell fuck?
So,
Give you a plug. Could it be?
tell me why you think Busch Gardens is a privilege.
So I never go to Busch Gardens.
Cause I've been there like 2 times in my life. Or it's just not. It's
Not every area has a Busch Garden.
skate clips,
So
you
it's not
dude.
something we can guarantee for everyone. Yes.
Because you don't get to go there every day.
Because you don't get to go there every day. Precisely.
So it's not live. It's just
something
like
that we add on.
a TikTok
It's a little
thing.
bit
I'm gonna post
special.
it.
Yes.
I was gonna say that one
Holy shit!
forever.
dude.
And it's not going to be around forever.
Tractor.
Okay, so
That's
we
not
can't
coming.
guarantee it.
What those hayride?
You
Oh.
have given me great answers on why this is a privilege. So you have a right to have a weekend,
Wow. That's blow.
but you do not get a right to go to Busch Gardens every weekend.
What's up, man?
Because that's a privilege.
Say hi to the work.
Does that make sense? All right, you guys have done a fantastic job at trying to figure out the difference between rights and privileges.
Only we're walking. All right, let's keep it moving, guys. I might take a few pictures, and I already got some good ones.
What's your phone at? What's your phone at?
I do not know.
What's your phone at?
I can't check while I'm doing this. It'll delete it.
Word. It's a word.
Damn. Look at this, dude. That's insane. That's cool. Oh my god, Cat. Keithan. Quick fix.
What's the word?
Keep on stepping on everybody's grave. Keep on! Keep on, you just stepped on everybody's grave.
Just that, you stepping on everybody's grave.
That's not my fault.
Dumbass.
Shut up!
You're just dumbass.
Dumbass.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Look at this. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff over here.
There's no need for
These are cool, dude. Oh, we going in? Oh, we can't go. I almost threw my phone. Fucking damn.
deadass. Let me walk in there.
God fucking damn, man.
I own that shit. I own that shit. I want this to be on this. The lights are on. Look, there's lights on in there. But there's lights on in there.
Where? I don't see
We're
them.
doing some work inside the main
Let me in. I want to live. I want to sleep. Young man. There's no need.
Alright, so we just took a little ass walk. Alright, guys, check out for part 2, man.